Okay. I'm wearing my robe because I got 1,000 views, most views I've ever had in that video I did on Kenya Barris's new show. So maybe this is my good luck charm. So I'm gonna wear this. Just Mercy full review as promised. I'm gonna try not to ramble on as much as I did in my full review for Jojo Rabbit. And for my Jojo Rabbit review, I did say I would give spoilers at a certain point in the video, and that would be the rest. Um, for some reason, somehow I made it without any spoilers for the movie. For those who want to watch and know social commentary about movies without knowing the plot because they still want to check it out. I can be like that sometimes. But let's get to the movie. I'm really gonna do spoilers. So yeah, once I get to a certain point in the video, I'm just gonna say spoilers. The rest of the video is just gonna be spoiler filled. But right now, those who haven't seen the movie, yell good. Um, and plus, it's a real life story. So while you're watching the movie, you could look up and be like, "Oh, hey, where's so and so at now?" Blah 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 blah. So I feel like it's a little bit different with like a real life movie, a movie based on real events. One of the things that really stood out to me about the movie was the fact that like this was like in the '90s. Like he was wrongly sent on death row in the '90s. Like as a kid, the way like racism was really presented to me in school was like, all right, this is this terrible thing, but they didn't talk about any of the effects you see today on it. That wasn't really discussed. Um, and I think that's kind of a disservice because you do have to prepare kids for the world that they're going to live in. Because you would think, based on the mentality I was kind of fed then, I would have thought that like an event like this in this movie where he's wrongly sent to death row, that would be something that happened like the '50s, something we are long gone from. And when you really think about it, like we're not that far away from the civil rights movement, and even slavery. Like we're really what 4 generations away from slavery, three really, three, four, and civil rights movement one or 2 generations, depending on age. So it's really not that far off. I will say the acting was amazing. Um, for real. I do want to point out that this movie didn't get any love at the Golden Globes or the Oscars. Similar to how When They See Us, which I couldn't get through. Phew, rough. Okay, I was crying the whole first episode. I could be emotional during TV shows and movies, but I can usually hold it together to at least, stay engaged with the plot moving forward. That one I was just bawling. Like that was it's brutal, fucking brutal. Um, but they didn't recognize this one either. I feel like these type of movies that really expose the truth of what's going on now, what's happened recently, that really shed a light on this country and the racism that it hasn't addressed yet, and will it ever address it? But I think those movies scare, um, the Academy and whoever the powers that be. Um, so I feel like there's a reason why like Just Mercy didn't get nominated for anything. Because if you look at the Oscars and the movies that won, now I haven't seen Parasite, so I'm gonna be fair to that, and a few other movies I haven't seen, but it's like was Once Upon a Time in Hollywood really better than Just Mercy? Like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was an average movie with a really, really good ending. That was it to me. Yeah, so Jamie Foxx could have got some love. Michael B. Jordan, I thought he knocked it out the park. Tim Blake Nelson, not Mr. Sir, the camp counselor from Hull's mom. They called him Mom. He was in it. He was really good. He could have got a nomination. Could have got a nomination for best adapted screenplay, but of course, it got none of that love because these movies scare him. All right, so let's get into some spoilers. Now that I've said those few things, the things that stood out to me the most from that movie, the scene where that one dude got sent to death row, and like Jamie Foxx was just like all emotional. He started kind of like a rallying cry, kind of like a farewell throughout the prison. Like that was heartbreaking. Like that scene alone, I think made this movie Oscar worthy. It was, oh my goodness, like haunting, haunting. It's just like I cannot believe that. I mean, I can, but it's rough. It's a tough pill to swallow that something so inhumane could exist. Like they were just they just strapped the nigga to a machine. He got electrocuted, and it was it. Like they didn't show. I'm glad they didn't like show us exactly him dying because that would have been a little too much for me. Because I was watching it with my mom, and I was like, "Ugh, I hope they don't show it. I hope they don't show it." But yeah, it's a tough reality. Um, any other spoilers I want to talk about? Really, not necessarily. Um, yeah, I guess I just mainly wanted to say those few things I said early on before spoilers. Um, It's definitely, for me at least, it was an afternoon movie because with movies that are a little heavier, sometimes I like to watch them like earlier in the day, so then like I can recover afterwards if it's that, sad or haunting, whatever it is, whatever. Um, so yeah, that for me it was an afternoon movie. So if you're like me and you don't like to watch something that could be potentially a big bummer like right before bed, I would say watch in the afternoon. With quarantine going on now, it wouldn't be, I guess, a terrible time to watch it. I guess they're opening up some cities. Um, yeah, I can make another video with my thoughts on that. But anyway, I hope everyone's staying blessed out there. Just Mercy, check it out. Really good movie. Should have got some Oscar love. Peace, y'all. Stay safe out there.